It is Radiant's man.
Buddy, of course, there were a lot of FlyToMoon fans.
That's why I remember the Dendi OpenAI where he actually did walk out in a robe, and you could tell that Dendi was not really comfortable being that like egotistical about it. On the
Iceberg would be. It would.
10
He does.
seconds. 5 seconds. Dyer's turn to pick. Radiant must choose.
Blackwork.
I don't think it's a bad hero. Maybe it just doesn't fit them, even though he's good at it.
And then for NIP, like I said, don't make it the Charlie show. Supreme is more than capable. Saberlight's more than capable. Their supports are more than capable. They just need an opportunity to shine rather than putting all their focus on enabling Charlie.
Yeah. We're heading into the draft for the third game. I feel like that's also a little bit of the what you're describing, a little bit of the shift that we've seen over the last 4 weeks, that we have indeed teams they're less focused on the 4 Protect 1 show.
Yeah.
Especially in the Immortal League, we don't really have that anymore, and that was the biggest lesson I think that you would take away. Like if you watch all the games and compare it to the Divine League, that would be one of the biggest takeaways. Don't focus everything in your hard carry, and I think Ninja Pajamas, they learned as well. Let's see what they can do for this third and final game. Now, the winner of this will move forward to the upper bracket finals. That's right. That means guaranteed top 3 of the Divine League. You'll face up against either Na'Vi or 5-Men. That's a match for tomorrow, but one of those teams will also be in the upper bracket finals with you. Well, the loser drops to Khan, and I kind of feel like Khan has been on a tear. So they are
more than exceptionally mediocre at this point.
More than exceptionally mediocre.
Exceptionally adequate, I think they may be moving up to.
Looks like it. I don't think. Would you say adequate is better than mediocre? Adequate's like up to the task.
Yeah, I think so. Adequate is...
Mediocre is like the more denigrating version of like, it gets the job done. Whereas adequate's like, yeah, it gets the job done, you know?
Okay, fair. Yeah, fair. Okay, I'll take it.
10
I do think they, yeah, adequate. We'll go for adequate.
There's the draft.
There is the draft. We have got on the side of FlyToMoon the opening of the Grimstroke Tiny, so a little bit of flexibility with that Tiny again, but I guess for all of us we kind of hope that it will be the Iceberg Tiny. And then again the Clockwork Nature's Prophet on the side of Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, it worked, worked previously. Why not? Last time actually when FlyToMoon had Grimstroke, they also had that Doom, so we'll probably get a... Oh, never mind, that's already first phase banned.
Yeah, banned out.
Banned.
Some sort of combo that works with it. Usually you want a couple of heroes. Tiny's good. Tiny's a start. You know, you can double toss a hero to run in, but usually it's nice to have a few heroes to play with.
And as much
one
as
of them
I've
being
been
core.
criticizing Charlie for always picking Sven, NIP are letting VTune's Morphling continue to exist. They are not afraid of it, which after seeing Game 2, it didn't seem like Morphling was going to make or break anything. It just seemed like VTune's hero, whatever he was going to play, was going to get farmed and eventually participate. It seemed more like it was hinging on Iceberg to make or break that game. And so, not too concerned about the carry matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes it's just nice to know that something is coming out after seeing it in so many games at this point, that that's probably going to be what they're going to pick. It's like, you know, the type of game that you're playing then, and so this same opener, the same sort of draft will work. I was thinking maybe they'll go with like the Faceless Void team fight thing, and they'll try to switch it up and catch FlyToMoon off guard, but actually they are. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Back to the Faceless Void. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
For Ninja Pajamas.
They're bookending this. They started out losing to FlyToMoon constantly with the Faceless Void. Now they will win 6 games in a row versus FlyToMoon.
I like it. I like it. I mean, we haven't seen this in a long time for them. So
true.
It's if you're FlyToMoon, have you prepared for this? I mean, if you've prepared for it, are you used to playing against it? Obviously not against NIP. So yeah, I like this.
I mainly like it because it's not NIP going back to the exact same strategy, because I do FlyToMoon would adapt to the Visage Supreme and
I think so too.
Charlie.
I think that works once.
Yeah.
I think that works once, and then not again. I feel like FlyToMoon is considering this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like they're considering Invoker just because it's not banned. And
not
NIP is instantly going to pick it if it goes through. It's like, do we deny the Supreme Invoker right now? How much does Iceberg want to play Invoker? We have seen him play Quaswex Invoker to great success before. So I think that's why it's reasonable that they're considering it in this position. But then it does open up the hero to being countered in the mid lane.
Yeah.
The alternative is if you,
They pick it themselves.
That's that's so funny because they have to do it. Otherwise they're just going to get supremed. Like, they banned this in the last game. There wasn't a Void. That's how it was a terrible Invoker game, and they're still that afraid of the Supreme Invoker.
When it's good, it's good. Gotta just ban it.
So they need something to combo with the Void. It doesn't have to be the Invoker now. It doesn't have to be the mid laner now because it's not as obvious as, like, another pick in the mid lane that's going to be good with Void is not going to be as obvious as the Invoker. So they can wait and last pick their mid.
You can get like a 4-position snap maybe, or 5 snap and turn Clockwork into a 4.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. There's Snapfire. Phoenix is banned. What else is there? I'm gonna open up Dota buff.
What do you guys feel that both teams really like the side that they've been playing on the whole series? Like, they haven't swapped.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Radiant
point.
for FlyToMoon all 3 games. Iron Ninja Pajamas all 3 games.
I'm sure T-Gov would extol the virtues of this.
He really would.
He loves all the second pick, first pick, Radiant.
He does like that. To be honest, I've never been a follower.
It's because it very much comes down to preference. Some teams will love it. Some teams it's not at the point in the game where they're like, there's a huge rating advantage if you have this hero.
People love it when you're like absolute about things. Like, second pick is so much better.
Yeah.
But I do think it depends on the team. Like, I was playing in some qualifiers. We actually ended up qualifying, open qualifiers. Our team name was We Dislike Bears because we don't like bears. And
Ursa and Lone Druid and Brewmaster, or
we banned all of those.
Okay.
Or the Grizzlies.
We liked second pick.
Bears.
We liked second pick because the only good player in our team was our mid laner.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I just last picked him something and he carried us.
Seems intentional.
It actually worked. It's like, man, is this how captains do it? Holy shit, it's easy.
I must say, though, I am liking this draft for Ninjas in Pajamas because where you're talking about Supreme, if the first hero that pops into my mind for Supreme is the Queen of Pain. And if he's comfortable on his Queen of Pain, I don't know if there's a whole lot that FlyToMoon can do against this. And I personally have, I mean, we've seen Veno be successful, we've seen Invoker be successful, but I'm just not convinced when I see their draft. It just looks so much easier for Ninjas in Pajamas at the moment.
Maybe I'm like super biased because I'm a Veno spammer, but I'm now not a Veno spammer. Everybody's banning it, actually. It's a problem. But I really do like the Veno versus the Faceless Void matchup. I don't know what Void can do. You need a really incredibly strong support to beat a Veno, and then there's still a Tiny. So if you're picking any of these strong laning supports like a Lich or something like that, the Tiny will deal with that. So I really like that matchup. I'm sure Charlie is very comfortable playing against this because this is the probably the most common pub matchup in the safe lane, off lane. Like, I would bet my I'm not going to go there, but I would bet.
Let's go.
What would you bet?
Let's go
I would
there.
bet.
Which one, the left or the right one?
Oh, you knew where I was going with that. I was going to say my third.
Oh,
Okay. But I would bet that this is the most common matchup in the current patch. In 7.
Ooh,
what the hell is that here?
Out of left field comes the Chaos Knight.
okay.
Excuse me?
What do we like that? What are we thinking about that? Because I have no idea, because this is not a hero.
No, it's not really a hero. And whatever was his original claim to fame is that he was very reliable in lane just because you had the lifesteal on a cooldown. Now that it's RNG, you can't even guarantee that you'll be able to do that well against this Prophet, which I'm assuming is going to be a Saberlight Prophet again, seeing as how they picked the Queen of Pain for Supreme, most likely. But I don't really see what he excels at. And even in this draft, like, I don't see any synergies other than, I don't know, 2 Chaos Bolts.
I actually like it. Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
Really liked it for a second.
I was going to say, against the Nature's Prophet, I like the CK because it's a kill hero. But against Underlord, illusions don't exist. That's a problem. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
This solves the hero. It's good that this is a flexible hero on the Nature's Prophet. And looking at the odds.
Give me the odds.
Well, they're still
5-2 to 2.38.
they're still pretty decently into FlyToMoon, which at this draft, I take it. As in, I'd bet for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah,
I like their draft. Like, they just seem It seems like a more comfortable draft, less finicky.
There's something that they have in mind with this CK, and I'm trying to look at the heroes that NIP have, because I definitely don't see any synergies with CK and FlyToMoon's heroes. Like,
They got the double stun.
Sure.
double.
Yeah, so it was a single target
double
spell
snap.
on a carry.
I do think you can burst Void and Queen of Pain with CK. I think these heroes don't like being charged by 3 illusions into Chaos Knight and stunned. I think they can die.
Okay.
But with that being said, you're playing into an Underlord who's going to instantly kill all of you. Not instantly. I'm exaggerating.
And a
but
Quap that'll
very quickly kill the illusion.
eventually get 25 with the Fear, which is also a huge pain in the ass whenever you're trying to go organize all your units. And again, in the lane, I don't really see how CK does well. He has what, pretty higher than average regen, base regen, right?
I have no idea.
I think he does. And then his armor is average. It was really the lifesteal that made him a good laner, and that's so unreliable now that
I think what makes CK a good laner these days, if he's in a good lane, is kill threat. He's like a kill hero. But against Underlord, it's hard. You can snowball on him.
Okay, dodge the lane. Is this like
You could do that actually. You could dodge
a
the lane.
Veno CK lane top? Tiger bottom?
It'd be Grimstroke CK against Void.
you need the Veno to be a core.
You need Veno to be a core, but you
Okay.
probably want the Veno versus the Void is the problem.
Yeah. I don't know what their plan is.
Well, we're gonna find out what their plan is.
Oh,
That is what's happening right now. The third game to this series. Which of these 2 teams will be guaranteed top 3 in the Divine bracket? Let's find out together with Odie Pixel and Lizard.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, the deciding game now between NIP and FlyToMoon. And we're getting a new hero. The Chaos Knight appears. Lizard, what do you sort of reckon of this carry at the moment?
It's interesting. I see the picks of Chaos Knight steadily rising in pubs as well, especially in the CIS pubs, among CIS players, I should say.
Okay.
I think it's quite decent. Like, you have that BKB piercing reality rift later on. The laning stage itself is pretty sick with the Grimstroke. You have reality rift, you have stun, you have Inkswell. It should. I'm not just quite sure how well it will be versus the Underlord, because that's a hard matchup. But overall, they also have the Venomancer on top lane versus Void, and that's not something that Void really likes to play into at all. Plus, the Queen of Pain on NIP on the mid lane, yeah, that should be a solid lane for them at least. For NIP, Queen of Pain lane should do quite all right.
So with the CK, what sort of build do you go? Do you go Midas, or do you go sort of like this drums armlet, or like what's sort of the build nowadays on the carry?
That's the real question, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you think people still testing around with it?
I have seen a lot of different teams. Well, not a lot of different teams. Let's put it this way. I have seen CK in three total games, and in each game it was a completely different build.
Okay.
If the game is right for you, this hero just rocks. Because if there's nothing to deal with your illusions, it doesn't really matter how well you itemize, because you just hit that peak. Are you going for a BKB? Are you going for a heart? Are you going for armlet and whatnot? Like, as long as you tank up well enough. In this kind of a game, though, you're playing versus a Void, and you're playing versus Underlord. So there are some problems that I see coming for VTune's Chaos Knight.
Let's see. We'll see how Iceberg can do. I do remember we did see Iceberg the other day on the Invoker have an incredible game. So definitely eyes on him to see if he's able to hit that sort of top tier performance that we've come to expect from his Invoker. The top lane, as you say, well, pressure definitely going to be there on Charlie's Void early on. I mean, which carry's going to have a rougher time in the lane? Charlie on the Void or VTune on the CK, do you think?
I think it comes down to Misha and how he plays this lane as an H's Prophet, because you can really pressure the Venomancer and the Tiny until they hit level 2 or 3. Specifically Tiny, he has no armor. You come here with the Blightstone and you just zone him constantly. But if you get caught out of position with that one Gale, you can easily die.
Oh, Roger. Actually getting blocked here by the Treants of Misha, and he's going to go down. First blood for NIP there. Nice play from Misha, just blocking off that little route of escape through the trees. So Roger, he couldn't get away.
That's really it. That's exactly how you have to play that lane. To punish the Tiny and the Venomancer so they don't scale that well early on. What's happening over here? Chaos Knight was so far behind.
Just had a creep wave's got, I think, dragged right back or something. It's right back beyond the tower. And this, I mean, well, yeah, for Charlie, do you like this approach against the Venom lane, the double rings of regen on the safe laner? This is the way to go against the Venomancer?
Yeah, it's something different. It's I think it's a way to just be able to play versus general. That Poison Sting also got nerfed a little bit, so if you have that double ring of regen, you will be able to sustain yourself without constantly ferrying in the tangos. One good thing that they have as well on that top lane for NIP is you are playing with the Nature's Prophet, so that's your free courier, right? He can always TP back and bring you your stuff.
And we're seeing so far Charlie 12 for 3, VTune 10 for 5 down bottom. And in the mid lane, Iceberg certainly off to a very nice start in the first few waves here. 11 and 7 against the 8 for 2, getting some good denies in against the Quap. Going for this Exhort build, of course, and just having that favorable right click, especially with the help of the Forge Spirit.
This is full comfort zone as well for Iceberg. You mentioned that he played this Invoker recently, that you watched that game, but overall he's been playing Invoker for the majority of his career, and for as long as I can remember, his Invoker was very solid.
Well, Supreme. Gonna take quite the hits there. No Sunstrike availability though, and Supreme sound with the ready mango as well.
Dyer's
See top lane,
been killed.
General's farm. As Roger actually able to get Charlie's courier there, not too hot on the micro there. Charlie lets the courier take the wrong route round, and Roger able to easily take it.
Yep, I love how Panel discussed this bottom lane, like the killer lane. It really is when you see Grimstroke and CK. The way you play that lane is you get kills on whoever is there, but Underlord and Clockwork, they're really difficult to go on. You have Pit of Malice, perhaps, on one of these levels, then you have the Cogs, the Battery Assault. They're both naturally very tanky.
We'll see 4-minute rune Iceberg. I'm going to get lucky with the RNG this time. It's going to fall the bottom side. Era's going to be able to grab that.
This time he takes the rune and he doesn't die, so it's a much better start for NIP already.
Let me try and do something here. Mid only level 1 on the clock, so only a cogs to offer up. Supreme actually getting gone on by Iceberg.
Yeah, Supreme is way too low. Oh.
They're going to cogs Iceberg in. Have they got the damage? He's got the Fairy Fire, and that Shadow Stroke won't kill him. The dagger, not enough damage. Iceberg, oh, Supreme, okay, he goes for it. Oh no, oh no,
Rocket.
no, no, no. Oh, that's a tip. Oh, that's a big old tip right there.
Oh.
Oh, you hate to see it. But you also kind of love it as well because, oh, that was, oh. You gotta love the fails. That was a bit of an epic one.
Yeah, I think we're
Bringing
gonna
it
see
back
that
to
in one of the.
2010.
Yeah, we'll see that in one of those highlight reels of the tournament.
Oh, no. Oh, VTune, has he got this?
He's got it.
Oh, no, he hasn't. Wasn't able to get there in time around the cogs.
Yeah, he was a little bit slow there. He could have ran instantly to it. He took the longer way around so he doesn't get cogged back, but he could have went a bit closer.
Toss back. Oh, he's got. Oh, if he dies here, it's gonna hurt. Oh no!
Oh, what's happening?
Oh, no, we're getting some fails all over the place. Fails on mid, fails up top. Charlie dying after using his TP. He's gonna have to walk back to the lane. Did he just not expect to have? Did he just forget about Avalanche?
I guess this feels like a fails of the week highlight reel from NIP.
Gotta be a little careful.
Yeah, that Void is gonna have to run back straight to the lane.
And he was having a good time as well in the lane. Like, Charlie was farming well. Wasn't getting bullied back too hard, but that opportunity there from Roger in general to get the kill. And again, just not only the kill, but during a TP attempt.
Is that a Midas completed? Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. He's back. He's back, boys and girls. Supreme's back.
When
Who's got a Midas?
No, it's not a Midas. It's power
My
cut.
goodness, 6 minutes in?
No, I saw VTune with just the haste, right? And the gloves of haste. So I was thinking maybe he's got Midas ferried in, but no, it's just the power turrets.
We get some tips back as well here between the mid laners and sort of kicking off bottom lane. See if they can get always one on fly back to safety. He's got the Fairy Fire. It's going to be fine.
didn't you notice that something very similar happened in that first game? Era tries to gank mid, he dies, his mid dies, and then Visage gets a kill on Zeus. This game around, FlyToMoon.
Oh, that's a tip. Oh, that's a double tip. Oh, these getting the Sunstrike. Charlie. Is Charlie's TP still on cooldown, or will it be back by now on the board?
It has to be back. Unless he tried to TP again. We should probably check.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
All right.
If he didn't, he would be pretty mad. The Iceberg there with the snipe.
Iceberg in the last game with the Zeus got the same kill on Charlie, and now he gets with the Sunstrike. The game is repeating itself pretty much.
Mirrors in Iceberg. No, other than that death, having a good time. Era's going to try and come over towards the mid lane. It's hard now. I mean, level 7 on the Invoker. Not an easy hero to dive in on.
You have a ward as well right there, so
Yes.
you see Era, Iceberg. I think Era knows that Iceberg. Oh, there we
With
go.
the 3 of them. Have they got detection? They have. Dust is there. He's going to get out to the side. Iceberg will live. Able to walk away. Mass TP's coming in. V2's going to turn. Pull in the Prophet underneath the tower. Take out Misha. Backup comes in for FlyToMoon. And they'll hold off against them. 8-minute rune. It's going to be down bottom. And NIP will at least be able to hold that here for Supreme.
Even though that play didn't work out for NIP, I love it, because Era, look, you don't have a sentry there, but you understand there's a ward. Because of the way Iceberg is moving, he's going down the ramp, up the ramp. But Era just stays there.
Oh, we're going to see the Sunstrike. Oh, that was it. Very nicely done.
He gave Invoker false sense of security for Nature's Prophet to TP back and get the disabled.
Nearly happened there again. This time Roger not able to quite get the combo going. Still, Charlie's just bullied straight away from this lane. We've seen a sort of a switch up. Saberlight's going to come up here as the Underlord, and Charlie looks like he's just going to look towards the jungle right now.
I don't think there's a single hero on NIP that can lane versus General right now. But if you're Underlord, at least you can outpush the lanes constantly with Firestorm. So it's not a good situation to be in, but it's the best that you've got, and at least you'll defend the tower. Yeah, Midas almost completed on V2, 1400 gold with power treads. He's farming extremely well, and he wasn't pressured at all on that bottom lane.
No, yeah, definitely starting to see the effects there of the pressure that Charlie was getting in comparison to that V-Tune was. Charlie just a little bit behind. Bit of a throw BK right now.
This is a good combo.
And Roger's trying to come in from behind. Look at the toss over on Saberlight. Saberlight, he's not going to be able to save Misha, as Misha is going to go down. Okay, able to get the deny at least. Denied there. General goes for the TP out and is away before Supreme can finish him. Supreme, he's actually out of mana. He's going to get silenced there. Saberlight needs to take him away. Roger, I think he's trying to... Oh, the
Nice toss.
Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's outside of the range of the ult, but it doesn't matter. Supreme will still live with the stick. It was a good attempt from the Tiny.
It was a good attempt.
Yeah.
If the CK wasn't there on time. If he tosses the Quap on the CK, then it's a kill because you have the follow-up Reality Rift and stun. Sadly, that didn't happen. Also, I think
Oh,
Supreme...
he might still find the Quap. He did. He found it. Roger went into the jungle and he caught Supreme trying to walk back to base.
Oh, Roger.
Oh, tips. That's a tip.
Ah, man. It's... the way he plays Tiny, he's constantly aggressive. Like, you have to go base. If you're low, just go base versus Roger. He's gonna find you.
They've got the setup. Cold snap into... Oh, where's the
another
tip? And then there's the tip. General's throwing one in.
Dire should look.
Roger is,
Coming out.
yeah, Roger is coming for you. If you're 50% HP, you
Yeah.
just better run base. Get to the fountain.
They're playing very fast here, FlyToMoon, with these tiny combos. We'll see it again there. Oh. Gotta be careful out on the map when Roger's on the hunt. Toss, Avalanche, and a Sunstrike at this stage of the game is going to pretty much 100-0 most of the heroes on NIP.
They still haven't used the single chrono, right?
No.
They don't really have a lot
no
of
chrono
damage.
moves.
When you think about it,
Yeah,
not
no.
like you have Invoker or a Jakiro. Quap is fine, but it's not really that awesome.
No, I mean, it's definitely going to fall off in potency the later you leave it. So if you do want to try and Get some kills with the chrono. You imagine he's out on the hunt now, but still, you know, Charlie, he just wants to get his Midas done.
Yep.
Before anything else happens.
And they're not letting him have that.
No.
He goes down bottom and it's a Venomancer pushing in. Now there's another smoke coming from Hellraisers. Roger is just leading the charge. He has 700 gold plus Tranquils. 11 minutes in, 12 minutes in. It feels good.
Oh, Saberlight. He is a beefier one, but honestly, with the combo and the three of them up here, they still probably can kill him. Yeah, Saberlight's going to try and get out of it. They may just let him. Do they feel that they can burst him before it? No, they're just going to let it go.
And he gets a courier.
All right, easy courier. Sends a tip straight back the way there. A V2 for his courier out.
Are you enjoying the tipping game? It's on point,
nice.
isn't it? Yeah.
I like it as well because you can't tell if they're having fun or if they're genuinely trying to get each other.
If they genuinely hate each other,
feel that it's the latter. All right, bit of revenge on a Roger. Roger has managed to toss Sarah out of this. Avalanche onto the two of them, but the big Nature's Wrath comes in from Misha. They get Roger out of the area. Actually bringing the full 5-man of NIP to this top lane.
The damage that the position 5 Nature's Prophet can do with his ultimate just feels unfair. Like, he just killed a Tiny that was on a quarter of his HP with one ulti.
Yeah, it's big damage. If you get those bounces right. And Misha showing that he knows how to. See on the Midas timing. So Midas done now for Iceberg in the mid lane. Charlie just about to finish his up as well. So
13
Midas is going.
13 minutes in with 2 rings, raid band. It's not the best timing, don't get me wrong, but it could be worse. So he can still recover.
Still just a 2k lead here for FlyToMoon. Still holding the top spot. All 3 of their cores in the lead. And we're seeing Roger 1000 onto the Blink Dagger. Very important timing for him. Into the jungle. Era steps. Always want to fly. And Iceberg are waiting for him. Era cutting hook shot out to save himself. He can't. Cold snap. Just keeps him locked down.
Is under attack.
And again, we're seeing General just get a lot of space. We're seeing General get space in the lanes. Iceberg's getting the kills. Featuring, he's got the Midas. So all 3 cores just finding some good action across the map. Whereas over on NIP, again, sort of similar to game 1, we're starting to see Saberlight. He's starting to fall behind again.
Yeah, he's playing the sacrificial goat, right? He goes to the lane and they instantly try to rotate on that lane to take the tower. On top lane, he tried to defend it multiple times. He did manage to get out a couple of times with his ulti, but still, that's a lot of time for an Underlord to go back to base, then run to the lane. His movement speed is abysmal. Right, so it looks like Armlet into BKB on the CK. After the Midas has been completed. Perhaps an Echo.
Oh, Roger. And managed to find him again. Not quite enough damage this time with the combo Era. Living with that cloak. A little bit of protection against the Avalanche toss. It's enough. Gets away. Roger won't. On lane, General. It's going to start poking Amisha. They do hit a good stroke here. Amisha obviously always with the opportunity to TP out.
He could just TP out at any given point, but Sunstrike? Oh, misses. Was close. Misha doesn't really have a teleport scroll, so maybe he doesn't want to waste his spells. We'll see if he sticks around.
That's what they got coming over here. And Misha just going for the solar crest. As this 5G. Do you like this, the no boost profit when you're playing the 5?
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's the best.
You don't really need boots at all. You just go for utility items and you TP across the map where you're needed.
Oh, big pressure on the mid tower. It's going to be the Rift coming in. Saberlight getting in position to get the D push going. Fortification popped here on FlyToMoon as they'll continue on. And with this Alacrity's siege creep, they probably are still going to get this tower. And it falls, unable to find the deny there, NIP.
The thing is, if you're playing this Underlord, you really want to keep your towers alive for as long as possible with Firestorm, with a bit of Malice. But so far, the only tower that only tier 1 left remaining is the bottom one. And when the game is like this, Underlord doesn't really have a lot of space to farm. You can't really push, you can't really defend. Roger.
They're finding Roger a lot of times. Maybe Roger's finding them, because this time Iceberg's in with the backup. Indeed, Roger this time receiving the help he needs. Oh, Chrono. Oh, he walked into it. An interesting approach as General, he's still alive. The Chrono, it didn't catch anyone. General said, you know what? I'll help you out a bit, buddy. I'll walk into it so it doesn't look too bad. Because General didn't even die anyway, so he didn't even care.
What a true lad.
Yeah.
Such a good player. Such a...
You missed your Chronos? Don't worry, mate. I got you. Here you go. Yeah, okay, Chrono down. And nothing to be found from it.
That's the first Chrono as well, right?
That's the first one we've seen.
Well, it did catch a target at least. It didn't really work out.
Yeah.
But there's a big item on NIP right now. It's the Queen of Pain's Orchid completed, and there's no saving items on the side of FlyToMoon yet, so this is the time for Supreme to strike and make a move, and that's why they smoke.
Dire's bottom tower is no more.
I see Misha nearly got the solo crest, so I mean that in itself will certainly do something to enable the void a little bit. But 6k down, starting to fall behind NIP there. They've got to find some moves.
Dire's middle
I
tower
love the positioning from General. He's literally saying, if you want to get a kill, you need to go through me.
I mean, that's the thing. They just used a Chrono on him.
Right.
They still couldn't kill him. See this fight for the wall control. Pits out. V-Tune and Roger, they're going to try and step in. Aeron's going to come in with a hook shot. Sonic Wave will push back and take out the CK. Supreme able to take one, turns over towards Roger. NIP, they'll find 2 kills here. Punishing FlyToMoon, maybe even more, as Misha TPs across. Always want to fly, able to TP out in time. General still has the 4-staff available. Also a haste rune down here, so he is going to be out of there.
Yeah, there's no hook shots on the clockwork. They can't really chase him here. They can't get him.
Kills?
Yeah, a little bit greedy from the CK. He didn't have his ulti there. He uses Reality Rift to go on the Queen of Pain, which I can't really blame him. Queen of Pain used Blink, was out of position. He Reality Rift to try and get that kill. But instant reaction from the Underlords from the clockwork.
Just a little bit more of that in IP. Getting Supreme involved in the action. I mean, Supreme finding the action as this Queen of Pain with the Orchid, as he needs to do so. Maelstrom finished on the Void, so you know, that combined with the backup of the team, they'll definitely get the kills with the Chrono. Should be shortly back up.
Yeah, I like the build. I think another item that we might see from Charlie this time around is Axe.
Oh, we got Era. Tossed down his own cogs into the avalanche. Ooh, set up for the Sunstrike onto the 2 of them. Misha and Era falling low. Misha's going to try and TP out. He's going to make it away. It doesn't matter. The poison gets him in the base. The Ancients do come out and deny Era. That's the Prophet dead. V-Tune Iceberg ready to push on down bottom. The Echo Saber complete and out onto V-Tune. 40 seconds. And the ult will be there ready to go again. As FlyToMoon continue to hold solid control of this game.
I actually like this build from V-Tune. It's a little bit of a hybrid build in which you don't have that BKB, right? But you have enough HP to sustain yourself through a Chrono and enough damage to actually be impactful in these next few fights.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Let's see where Supreme wants to head now. Looks like he's just focused on trying to finish this tier 1 top. Maybe go for Iceberg.
He was spotted though.
Oh, he's going to jump in. He's got the Arcane, so low cooldown on the Blink Sonic Wave. That might just do it for Iceberg. It will. He gets the kill. Iceberg goes down, and can Supreme get out? And be able to drag him back into the stone. Rogers there from the side, using the ult as well. They've got the damage. So Supreme gets the kill. Will lose his life for it, so nothing more than just a trade between the mids.
There's a smoke as well coming from NIP. They're not done yet.
Oh, here we go. They're going to go on General. General's still got a 4-staff available though, so
They definitely can take him down.
no, with the Chrono popped, that'll do it. And they did need to drop the Chrono there, otherwise he would have been out with the 4-staff. So a necessary ult.
Definitely. The first two, both of his ultis so far have been used on the Venomancer. This time around, however, successfully. And the Veno has a very good build when it comes to helping out his team versus the whole thing that NIP have got going for them, but he doesn't really tank himself up with the pipe. So there's still physical damage coming from Void in that Chronosphere that kills him in the end.
Now let's see what we can get with this opening now. I mean, Chronosphere's down. Maybe we could see FlyToMoon try and hunt down Charlie. Got Greaves, yeah, fully done on Saberlight though, so definitely some good buffs here for the squad of NIP. If they do get jumped on by the burst, Roger, not gonna find anyone here.
Yeah, he does have that Blink Dagger because of that. Will they go into the pit? Okay, they pop the ulti.
All right, they'll do it pretty quick. Well, with the medallion, it's going to be scouted out by this rocket flare, but it is falling fast. NIP's got to make some quick moves if they want to stop this. And it doesn't look like they're going to attempt it at all. They're just going to let this one go. They feel that without the chrono, they can't tackle the Roche fight.
Yeah, they don't have their big ultis. The chrono obviously is the most important one. Pit of Malice, Screen of Pain, Rockets would be annoying, but this team on the side of FlyToMoon just takes it way too fast. You can't just come and poke. Usually what the team does is they circle around the pit, they try to hookshot in, try to poke it a little bit, delay it. But versus this kind of a lineup, it's irrelevant what you do.
Bottom Charlie. He's got to be careful. On the hub, Roger. He's going to get in with the combo. Sunstrike down, but the Sunstrike off the mark there from Iceberg. A connection probably would have just done it. But, not quite able to find him.
Yeah, they weren't really on the same page, or perhaps Invoker invoked something just a second earlier. I'm not sure, but that Sunstrike even came a second too late.
Top tower is under attack.
I see V2. Just using this off cooldown. Objective to objective. The kill top into Roche, into the bottom tower. Continuing to play it very fast here. And especially so with the buff up of the Aegis on Iceberg right now.
I think he finished his BKB right now, right?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah, he's coming out. Oh, here we go. This time around they do get the kill.
They got the combo in check very nicely.
That's a lot of gold for a position 5, especially when you're 4k ahead. They got 300 gold for Misha, but when you look at him, he's actually the wealthiest support in the game.
There we go. Towers continue to fall. NIP still just sort of holding on from behind. B-Tune's farm going unmatched right now. There's 4k in it between him and the Void. NIP really having the pressure on them to get something done with the chrono.
And he's going for a very active build, like this Silver Edge. After that, he queued up the Desolator already. He really wants to be active. He wants to be fighting constantly.
Or Charlie. The Midas, oh no.
He wants to cut off the map.
Oh no, the Midas, Charlie.
Charlie?
He's waiting for the next wave, but this is
it's
painful seconds.
Oh, yeah.
He just really wanted to have a good sniff of that cliff. It was just head first into the rock. Oh no, he's missed the creep wave. No. Oh no, he's not even going to cut the creep wave. I mean, at least he uses Midas, so at least there's some sort of happy ending. See ya. As Iceberg will be fine.
Scream does have that BKB, which he might have to even pop here.
He'll be fine, unless the Sunstrike lands.
That's what he was afraid of, right? Like, some interruption coming. Oh, did he? He blinked in. He cancelled the TP, right?
Did he start it?
Yeah. Oh,
no,
he didn't
start
he didn't at all.
He still got it.
So he's still around.
Yeah.
Maybe he can go for a kill on Walker now.
Oh, hang on. Misha. Goodbye. Another combo here between Roger and Iceberg. The mid lane and bottom lane getting pushed right up.
Yeah, I'm actually sad Supreme went away, because that just would have been a sick play, like staying there in the trees hiding. Iceberg was pushing in. He could have surprised him.
I mean, I still feel we've got to see some more Chronospheres. 26 minutes in, we've only seen 2. One of them killed General. Charlie just not able to find a way to fight, or not at least willing to fight right now against the side FlyToMoon.
The side that does have an Aegis, right? So
Yeah,
you
sure.
can't really deal with them. You don't carry that punch that's necessary to take down a person twice. You can perhaps kill Invoker in one of these chronos, but how do you kill him after your chrono is done?
No, they could get them wrap around on V2. They could certainly go for the CK. V2, he's actually going to turn and try and go for them. Soulbind down to 2 of them. He's going to pop the ult. The clock just melts on the front. The Sonic Wave will push it back. Charlie pops the chrono. He's going for the Grimstroke. He's trying to kill Always Wanna Fly. Always Wanna Fly still able to get the silence off. Does manage to finish off the kill. Charlie, with the remainder of his BKB, will TP out of there. Because overall, this is still a fight that NIP are losing. Saberlight will die before he's able to rift out. That's a bit awkward there. I mean, the chrono most of the time committing with the BKB to just killing off Always Wanna Fly on the Grimstroke. It meant that FlyToMoon's cores went untouched. They come out of the chrono. I think what V2 was caught in it didn't matter.
Didn't matter. He had
was ready to go.
He had BKB and armor toggle. You couldn't kill him. Like, he was even on like 60% HP or so, but there's just not enough damage to even think about going for that CK.
They're going to try. There's going to be a buyback coming in from Saberlight. They've managed to catch the CK on the high ground. They should be able to find V2, and they will. The pushback from the Cogs, he'll be caught. And get the one of them. Rest of FlyToMoon on the way out. Sunstrike off the mark. But at least they get that CK kill. That's a big man down.
That's a really good play from NIP, because they realized there's no way we kill the CK as long as he does have that BKB, which he didn't have there. It was still on cooldown for another 10-ish seconds. Perfect opportunity for that buyback into a kill on a very important core.
Orb destruction found here. That's a nice one for the Void. Some very needed extra effective damage with that armor reduction. And excellent for the chasing.
Iceberg with almost the Aghanim's completed, 650 gold away. He doesn't really have like a chrono on his side or anything.
No, but that's when you got to be really careful with the chronos on NIP. You don't want to be the man that chronos a teammate that gets hit by a cataclysm, because then your people aren't going to be happy on the voice comms if you catch an ally in that chrono.
If it happens, we'll see a lot of tips.
Oh, you bet.
Way.
If a chrono results in a cataclysm death, the tips will be flying out.
Iceberg, they are pinging him out.
Ah, here we go. Should be a pretty easy one for them. Iceberg, he's got the BKB, the batches come out, they've got him. Iceberg will fall, and indeed tips.
Oh, Queen of Pain! Supreme, what happened?
Wait, what happened?
That's the Silver Edge, I think, reveal.
I think you caught him off guard. Yeah, it must have. You're right, the actor's on cooldown. He was able to sneak in, and Supreme weren't ready.
Damn, the moment it looks like it's going well for NIP when they get that good kill onto the Invoker without even using Chrono, which they didn't even have.
Oh no, and look, 30 minutes, it's going to be both outposts in favor of FlyToMoon, so that XP advantage is going to shift even further. And indeed, it was the Glimmer and the Silver Edge combo, just boom from the shadows. They weren't ready. NIP's coming out. General, he's sliding away. And that smoke won't get anything.
And they're just playing around Rosh Pit right now. You're 10k ahead. V-Tune, he's leading the charge once again. He has that Silver Edge up and ready. He's actually shifted away from the Dazo as well on the CK. I just noticed he's going for SNY. Or Manta, actually. He's going for
Again, look, the Silver Edge play. They're just not ready for it. They're just not ready for the Silver Edge CK. As V-Tune sets up and catches another.
That's so much damage. Like, you hit them from the Silver Edge with the Reality Rift as well, or just with the crit. With the Echo Saber, obviously, part of it. So a lot of damage coming from V-Tune. They're just circling. They're just circling around their base. This is exactly how you want to be playing when you know you're ahead. You're just forcing them to defend. The Queen of Pain. Okay, Supreme and Nature's Prophet can get out of their base, but even that is dangerous.
Well, Supreme, don't do this. Be careful. Oh, the tornado still got him.
Has BKB.
All right, he's out. He's out. BKB charged down, but he's out. Supreme makes it away. VTune on the hunt again. His same area. Oh no, Charlie, that's a big one. Oh no, this has happened here before. Where's the preparation? Where's the detection?
Same spot.
Same spot.
Same exact
Same
spot.
play. Bigger kill this time. It's Charlie out of the game.
Sorry. Oh.
I mean, they didn't even tip him there. They felt bad for him, FlyToMoon. Oh no,
Charlie. Yeah, there were no tips.
Yeah.
This CK is doing extremely well in this game. I definitely understand Panel's reservations when it comes to hero.
I mean, we just don't see it.
Yeah, it's not
and the
picked a
top
lot.
teams aren't playing it.
Yep. But I think we'll see a lot more of CK, especially with this combo
Yeah.
CK plus Grim.
Now, VTune, he's owning it right now with the CK. And another easy Roche. Nothing to be done here from NIP without their Void. Bottom lane, Roger. Can he finish this off? He's got the Yours. Is there a Sunstrike on its way? I guess no, it's on cooldown after Cataclysm.
Supreme.
Of course, so no Sunstrike available. Supreme's in with the counterplay.
Needs to be careful though. They are coming.
He's popping the BKB, committing with the blink. Is the BKB long enough to let him TP out? It is.
It is.
So gets the kill, gets out.
That's another BKB used, but if you are NIP, you're happy with this because you force them to TP on that outpost, which means they're playing on their side of the map. You're just stalling time. You're not fighting a team fight when they have Aegis cheese. Even if you have Chrono, how do you go through all of this?
Oh, we go. Hook shot in from Era. Tornado is going to be there in terms of counterplay onto Era. AMP down, Era's out of mana. See from the side, V2 comes in. He's on top of the Nature's Prophet. A few hits from the Illusion, and he's got a Chronosphere. Oh no, just get out. Just leave. Just leave. Rift out. Fight over. Fight over. The not achieving much there, that Chrono.
Yeah. The zoning Chrono, that's how they call it. At least Iceberg used the PKB. I guess that's the best you got out of that fight if you're an IP fan, but it's not looking good.
17k lead now for FlyToMoon. Up to the high ground they go. Fortification there. And IP, can they hold there without... Oh, Charlie, careful. Careful, nearly gets gone on by VTune. VTune ready to go in again. Sentry is down, so they will see.
This is where Underlord really comes into play, just this constant defense.
Supreme's got to be really careful. If he comes forward and gets caught with a cold snap and this CK punching into him, he's not going to get the chance to blink away.
Sadly for Saberlight, his spells don't work on wards.
Saberlight, he's coming. Cataclysm coming out. Saberlight's down. Charlie's going to jump in, looks towards Iceberg, but Iceberg punches the cheese of the BKB. Turns, was Deafing Blast to push them back. The Sonic Wave does kill off the CK the once. It's going to be round 2 for VTune with that Aegis. The Soulbind linking the two of them. The BKB is going to wear off for the Void. The double rift drags back Charlie. Charlie gets the time walk off at the last moment, but Era is left behind. Era falls, 2 dead. FlyToMoon, they are set to take a second set of racks here by the looks of it. Roger going in deep towards the fountain there. Supreme will jump and try and force him away, but there's nothing that you can do to stop this CK.
They're taking the top side now, they're strolling back towards mid, and you have to be careful, he's on a hunt.
Supreme! Get out of there, get out of there. How long till the Chrono? That's going to be the last hurrah.
50 seconds.
50
that last hurrah is far away.
Yeah, it's a long way away. A long way away. Or Supreme. Round with the blink. Tornado duped to the side by Misha. He's trying to buy time. Supreme, he's dead. He's dead.
He has
the buyback. Iceberg going to resume the tipping game. As that is the base in shambles here for NIP. Top lane, still a range rack standing, so it's at least not the mega creeps for them yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But in a couple of seconds, though.
Pretty inevitably.
Exactly.
Supreme.
4 seconds.
Oh, he's dead. He brought back for this.
That's it. You will have Chrono in 8 seconds.
They've got Chrono in 5. Now Charlie, he needs the best Chrono of his life right now. The best Chrono that he's ever found.
Here we
go. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually pretty good. That's actually, no, I'm not even, that's good. That's good, but is it good enough? He's managed to get one of them. He's got Iceberg. He's going to turn to V-Tune. He's getting the bashes. V-Tune's out. Error hooks us into Saberlight because why not? If BKB put by Iceberg, turns, kills Charlie.
Back.
He's going for Error. Error. He's dying. Error is out. Buybacks are coming out. Charlie's trying to fight, but the Deafening Blast is there. He's been disarmed. Toss up from Roger. He's got to get himself back to the fountain. We'll be able to do so with the Time Warp. So he'll live. He won't die. Roger is still getting forced back by the Treants. Misha TPing back to the base. They'll pull him out to the side with the Rift. 3 dead on NIP. It's left to Charlie and Saberlight to hold this one off. Scratch that. It's left to Charlie. They're going to call it. They're going to call it. It's GG. GG is called. And FlyToMoon, again, another series where they will be the victors against NIP. This game 3, unfortunately for NIP, falling very, very quickly out of their control. And the CK crushed it. CK